What's cracking, everybody? So there's a story that is in the news this morning. I woke up to it. When I came out into the living room, Heather was already looking into it, of course. And basically it was a massacre that took place in Norway. Some 90-plus people injured in bombings, and then 80-plus children or teenagers and young adults shot to death on an island in a youth camp or youth conference. Now, the immediate response, of course, from the media was it was terrorist-related, said to be perpetrated by Al-Qaeda. Now we all know that the past few weeks they've been talking about the two most dangerous terrorists in the world have joined forces, and they've been chasing them all over the globe now. One of them they almost shot down in a truck, but he was able to switch vehicles. This is the kind of bullshit, the kind of smoke and mirrors, war on terror bullshit that they put on TV every day. So you can see that they already tried to force feed you an immediate dose of war on terror, smoke and mirrors bullshit. So there weren't many details being reported about this massacre. Well, Heather was watching some videos and doing some research, and I was watching some videos, and she found some stuff that we were looking at. And basically, what they haven't reported to you, and originally it was Al-Qaeda, now it's this lone wolf gunman, which is being reported on the news now, a Norwegian man, 32 years old, dressed in a cop uniform, or a police officer uniform, who single-handedly shot 80-plus teenagers and young adults. After he blew up a whole bunch of buildings on the mainland, took a boat over to Utoya Island, and then shot all these people. I mean, it's just the gaps in this story are huge. So after looking into it, we watched a couple of videos, and Heather found an article that got translated from Google Translate. That was I guess a Norwegian article. So I'm going to read part of that to you. The title is Jonas Gahr Store, The Occupation Must End. The wall must be demolished, and it must happen now. The foreign minister was met with claims that Norway must recognize a Palestinian state when he visited the Labour Youth League summer camp on Thursday. Now, keep in mind, the foreign minister visited the day before the massacre, and there was supposed to be a prominent leader that was going to visit the day after the massacre, which would have been this morning. So, I find it very convenient that all of a sudden, between these two visits from predominant world leaders, that, boom, this massacre takes place, where there's the least or little to no security. During the second day of Labour Youth League summer camp at Utoya, got the Labour Party's young hopefuls visit by Foreign Minister Jonas Gahr Store. Now keep in mind, I'm reading a translated article, so it may not come out perfect. Together with the Norwegian Broadcasting Corporation correspondent Sidsel Wold and Norwegian People's Aide Kirsten Belk Olsen, discussed the foreign minister of the deadlock between Israel and Palestinian Authority. As foreign minister arrived to Utoya, he was met with a demand from the AUF that Norway must recognize a Palestinian state. The Palestinians must have their own state. The occupation must end. The wall must be demolished, and it must happen now, said the foreign minister to cheers from the audience. Okay, so this is from the foreign minister himself. In addition to that, just below that, there was another part of another article that says, earlier this week when Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas visited Norway, the minister said to TV2 News channel that Norway stands ready to recognize a Palestinian state. This he repeated during the debate on Utøya. Now, Norway has been, in the previous weeks and months, has been backing this pro-Palestinian position. And they have been backing the rights of the Palestinians to be recognized by the European Union. They've been backing, they've basically been talking about their desire to pull the number of warplanes that they have in their Libya bombing campaigns because they don't agree with it and they want to pull those out. They've received multiple threats from other countries and nations regarding consequences from doing something of that nature. And they are pro-Palestinian, which in many people's eyes will be viewed as anti-Israeli. Okay? So, this is a position that Norway holds that is challenged and opposed by a large portion of the world. The Palestinians have always been viewed as terrorists. The war that goes on the Gaza Strip, these individuals, these Palestinians, are considered to be subhuman. They're considered to be the worst kind of filth and human beings on the planet. We all know what the media and the perception can do, especially when you have a particular bias towards a particular country that you align with. So there's a lot going on that they're not reporting. I find it very hard to believe that there was little no security at this youth conference following and prior these visits. Okay? I find it extremely improbable that this lone wolf, one-man Norwegian guy dressed in a police officer uniform blew up government buildings, then hopped on a boat and meandered across the way to this youth conference, to this island, Utøya, and then single-handedly shot 80-plus people. I just find it extremely hard to believe. So I personally believe that Heather and I think that they've got their patsy. They're very good at trying to wrap up their case in a nice, tidy little bundle before they even investigate and sweep it under the rug. And in my opinion, that's what this is. That's what we're looking at in this case. They're not reporting 90% of the details surrounding this particular event and the things that tie into it that have caused it to set in motion. I just believe there's more to it, and I don't believe it was perpetrated by one man. So I guess we'll see in the coming days, weeks, whatever, what transpires. I don't think there's going to be much, but I suggest you do some digging of your own. Don't just take what they hand to you. Don't just take that dose of war on terror crap, or don't be force-fed this lone wolf story. Look into it yourself. There's a lot more to it. So, all right, that's it. I'm going to go have some breakfast. Heather and I are going to get some breakfast and start off our day. So you guys take care. Peace.